you're planning to pack your bags and start fresh in a new city, you definitely want to pick a place that you'll survey based off of 4 key factors. Quality of life, how satisfied residents feel about their quality of life. Value index, how comfortably can the average resident afford to live. Job market, is it the strength and opportunities available in the local economy. Desirability, simply this is how much people actually want to live there.
Median home price in San Francisco, $1.4 million. Median income, $96,000. You'd need 14 years of zero expenses just for a down payment. For our generation, the starter pack isn't a white picket fence, it's a Zillow tab open next to your therapy app. The dream we were sold, a lie wrapped in a 30-year mortgage we can't get. Now it's $5 gas, 4 roommates, and a starter home with black mold. So if you're still chasing the American dream, where do you find it? Spoiler alert! It left the major cities like your ex left your Netflix password, without warning and a little bitter. But here's the twist. The dream's not dead. It just moved to places no influencer would dare geotag. Today we're going on a road trip to find it. Like if you've screamed at Zillow lately. Subscribe for survival tips disguised as travel advice. First stop, Marfa, Texas. Population 1,788 humans and probably as many well-dressed ghosts. Marfa is Texas on a diet of conceptual art and existential dread. A $265,000 house might come with a resident ghost named Carl who critiques your pottery. Median rent, $750 to $900. Less than a parking spot in Boston. The catch, groceries are expensive. And the nearest Trader Joe's is 6 hours away. You get space, sky, and a ghost roommate. For a certain kind of dreamer, it's everything. Next stop, Toledo, Ohio. I know, Ohio, but hear me out. Toledo is one of the cheapest places in America to buy a home. Median price, $129,000. Median rent, $850. Cost of living, 20 to 25% below the national average. This is, I can finally pay off my student loans, affordable. The job market is stable, with growth in healthcare and manufacturing. Sure, the reputation isn't glamorous and the winters are personal, the potholes are legendary. But the people are genuinely nice. There's a Midwestern sincerity that can be jarring if you're used to big city life. It's a city with a strong sense of community, built on shared winters and a love for the mud hens. So, would you rather live debt-free in a boring city, or be broke and cool in a trendy one? Toledo offers a different kind of dream, not about the hustle but the exhale. It's about having enough money left over to actually live your life. It's a quiet, practical kind of freedom, and honestly, in 2024, practical is the new sexy. You get margin in your budget and your life. No $25 avocado toast, but $6 life-changing pierogies at Tony Paco's. The American dream here is about ease, not hype. Sometimes boring is the best deal in America. Next up, Waterbury, Connecticut. Not the Connecticut of hedge funds, this is the other Connecticut. Waterbury is what happens when old-school industry, New England stubbornness, and 1998 real estate prices collide. Median home price, $225,000. Rent, $1,100. Cost of living below the state average. Commute, under 25 minutes. You get your life back. It's not cute or gentrified. No artisanal kombucha on every corner. What you will find, reality, resilience, and cheap, delicious food from all over the world. The architecture is incredible. Union Station's clock tower is a stunner. The trade-off taxes, rough roads, and a school system with struggles, but you can actually afford to live here. Buy a historic Victorian for the price of a Brooklyn closet. Be within driving distance of NYC and Boston, without being crushed by either. Waterbury is for pragmatists who value stability over flash. The American dream isn't always pretty, but financial stability is beautiful. It's a city that doesn't ask for your love, just your respect. Sometimes, that's enough. Peoria, Illinois. National punchline for being average, but what if normal is exactly what we need? Here, a 3-bedroom house with a yard costs less than a down payment in LA. Median home price, $138,000. Rent, $850. Cost of living 22% below the national average. A single income can still support a family. The job market is solid, anchored by Caterpillar and growing in medtech and healthcare. Commute, 18 minutes, more time living, less time driving. Peoria offers affordability without sacrificing quality of life. You can afford hobbies, vacations, and retirement savings, backyard for your dog, good schools for your kids, and peace of mind. 4 wild seasons, but you can complain about the weather from your own home. Peoria is about finding the dream in the everyday. It's not glamorous, but it's real. And for a burned-out generation, real is looking pretty good. Peoria is playing the long game, and it's winning. Missoula, Montana, the American dream in flannel and hiking boots. Median home price $420,000, rent $1,200, cost of living just 4% above the national average. Compare that to Boulder, Colorado. Missoula is a bargain. Vibrant downtown, craft breweries, art galleries, and the University of Montana. The Clark Fork River runs through town. People literally surf on it. Unemployment 2.7%. The city is thriving. The trade-off's long, snowy winters and wildfire smoke in summer. The secret's out, and prices are climbing. But Missoula still has its soul, clean air, real community, and jaw-dropping nature. Finish your workday and be on a hiking trail in 15 minutes. Wealth here is measured in experiences, not just dollars. The biggest traffic jam? A family of deer crossing the road. That's a pretty good dream to have. Chattanooga, Tennessee, Gig City, fastest internet in the Western Hemisphere. Median home price $285,000. Rent $1,150. Cost of living 10% below the national average. Unemployment 2.9%. The city invested in infrastructure and the jobs followed. Downtown is revitalized with free electric shuttles, a world-class aquarium, and a 13-mile riverwalk. Surrounded by mountains, urban energy meets outdoor access. It's like if Boulder and Austin had a baby, but way more affordable. The catch southern humidity and zip code-dependent crime. The city is growing fast, but it's actively managing its future. Chattanooga is the new American dream. A tech job without the Silicon Valley price tag. Space to build a life, a company, a family. You don't have to choose between career and quality of life. Here you can have both, and download it all in seconds. Welcome to the future. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the most practical city in America, 0 state income tax, median home price $305,000, cost of living 11% below the national average, population just over 210,000, big enough for amenities, small enough to avoid big city problems. Job market is strong, especially in healthcare and finance. The city is built around the Big Sioux River, with a beautiful park and a 26-mile bike loop. It's incredibly clean and safe. You're more likely to run into a deer than a traffic jam. The reality check: brutal winters and relentless wind. Nightlife is limited. It's more about raising a family than raising hell. Sioux Falls is the American dream for people done with drama. Save money, build a stable career, and gain peace of mind. It's the logical spreadsheet choice. Maybe not the dream you wanted at 22, but the one you need at 32. Sometimes security is the real dream. Fayetteville, Arkansas. Not what you're picturing. Vibrant, progressive, and cool college town in the Ozarks. Median home price $310,000. Rent $1,150. Cost of living 8% below the national average. Job growth is real. University of Arkansas, Walmart, Tyson Foods, and J.B. Hunt nearby. Unemployment 2.3%. Actual careers, not just jobs. Downtown is alive with farmers markets, live music, and local shops. Thriving art scene, bike trails, and ranked as one of the best places to live. Downsides: rapid growth, parking headaches, and a bit of culture shock if you're not from the South. Fayetteville is for people who want it all. Affordability, good jobs, culture, and nature. You can own a home and still have money for weekend plans. Build a career, then go hiking in the Ozarks after work. Sometimes the most exciting places are the ones you least expect. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where Amish buggies share the street with tech startups. Median home price $285,000. Cost of living 10% below the national average. Unemployment 2.5%. Close to Philly, Baltimore, and D.C., but with its own affordable identity. Lancaster has a booming art scene, indie theaters, and one of the oldest farmers markets in the country. Deep historical roots, but forward-looking. Quirks? Sure, barnyard breeze is real, and you'll learn to drive behind a horse and buggy. The city shuts down early, but that's part of the charm. Lancaster offers a dream that's peaceful and prosperous. You can afford a historic home, eat amazing farm-to-table food, and still have a thriving career. Sometimes the American dream is as quiet and satisfying as a slice of homemade pie. Ypsilanti, Michigan, just say Ypsi. 6 miles from Ann Arbor, but way more affordable and way weirder. Median home price, $210,000. Rent, $975. Cost of living, 14% below the national average. Working class artists and young professionals can actually get a foothold here. Ipsai is covered in murals, packed with food trucks, and full of classic dive bars. It's gritty, independent, and proud of its identity. The roads are chaos, and it doesn't have Ann Arbor's polish, but it has authenticity, a soul that hasn't been sanitized. Ipsy is for people who value community over conformity, art over amenities. It's about paying rent and still having money for tacos and concert tickets. Find your tribe in a place that accepts your weirdness. Sometimes the best places are the ones that don't try to be perfect. The American dream isn't dead, it just moved. It's in Toledo, Chattanooga, Ypsilanti, and cities trading hype for livability. The dream is quieter, more practical, and more attainable. It's about having a backyard, knowing your neighbors, and not panicking at your bank app. The question isn't if you can afford the dream, but where. Drop your dream city in the comments. Like and subscribe for more survival tips disguised as travel advice. We'll see you in the next one.